Pay close attention, my dearest offspring. This message is not arriving late or by accident. Michael, the Archangel, is currently ascending due to the passage of time. The information that follows is extremely personal, important, and sensitive. Very good news is already on its way to you, and the next 5 hours will be unlike any others. They are marked. What are they? Guards are present, and the consequences of ignoring this moment will be more severe than you realize. This is Archangel Michael's statement. Even though many people will hear it, few will truly understand it. Those few were the ones who stuck to their guns even when others delayed, mocked, or scrolled. Something that has been suppressed for a long time is finally being released, and there is only so much time to do so. This is why your spirit felt compelled to immediately open this message. Slowly listen to this. The good news is not accidental. It is about a decision that you nearly abandoned. This is about a supplication you recited privately. Despite resistance, confusion, and delay, Archangel Michael has remained in the background. The final wall is now being demolished. However, you must not disregard this warning. If you ignore this message and say, "I'll be back later," or if you allow doubt to keep you from paying attention, you will regret missing a divine moment. Archangel Michael refrains from making threats. He explains the outcomes. This is a critical hour, and failing to respond will result in profound sorrow when you realize that help was summoned and you refused. We will see a shift in the information we have over the next 5 hours, dear ones. Initially, a contact, message, insight, or opportunity will arise quietly. It may not appear to be especially exciting. It may manifest as a small object. Archangel Michael believes that what appears to be insignificant will reveal something significant. This explains why intelligence is so important at this time. You have requested comfort, comprehension, and affirmation. Heaven received your message sooner than you expected. However, you were required to specify the exact time you intended to communicate. Opponents of your advancement have argued that you are inconsistent, unworthy, or unprepared. Michael, the Archangel, silenced the murmurs with a single statement. This baby has been through an inordinate amount of hardship. Presently, pay close attention. Restoration is associated with good tidings. You are having a previously refused, delayed, or taken item examined again. This could be related to your finances, reputation, relationships, or a path you thought was permanently closed. The door was never closed, says Archangel Michael. You were unable to endure it until you were sufficiently resilient to avoid breaking. Please keep in mind the emotional intensity of the next 5 hours. You may feel a sudden sense of urgency, calm, or the need to act quickly. There is no reason for concern. That is the process of aligning. Most of the time, the pace of heaven is beyond our ability to comprehend. If you delay, fear will try to change the situation. Archangel Michael also cautions you not to become distracted. Avoid arguments, negative conversations, and aimless browsing during these hours. This message was delivered to you for a specific purpose. Your attention is now valuable in the spiritual realm. The outcome depends on where it is placed. Pay close attention to this information. You will not have to search for good news. It will appear only once. When you observe something, it transforms your existence. If you ignore it, you will later regret not paying attention to your spirit's command. You, beloved child, are not lagging. You are extremely close to the precipice. According to Archangel Michael, angels are already establishing things, softening souls, and opening channels. However, you must maintain a state of awareness, focus, and receptivity. Avoid making disparaging remarks about oneself during this time. Attempt not to harbor pessimistic thoughts. Right now, your words are important. Speak with anticipation, even if you are unsure. Heaven values posture over perfection. This message is just the beginning. The upcoming events contain critical information that cannot be overlooked. Because your reaction to the good news will depend on how well you understand it. People frequently fail not due to a lack of luck, but because they fail to recognize their opportunities. Stick to me. The following message from Archangel Michael will completely change your perspective on these 5 hours. I need you to lay a solid foundation right now, because we're about to make a big step. This is the point at which a large number of people lose the blessing. It is not due to a lack of choice, but rather a failure to respond to heaven's inquiry. I'd like you to leave a comment right away, expressing a single deeply felt word. Amen. This isn't a custom. It is a declaration that your spirit is aware, that you are ready to receive the release, and that nothing will detract from the path that destiny has chosen for you. When you type that word, it is more than just a comment. You are instructing heaven to act on your behalf. Time is running out, so complete the task right away. Choose one, take a deep breath, and let your pulse relax. Simply because the information that Archangel Michael is now conveying is more than thrilling. It refers to the preparation process. The good news will arrive within the next 5 hours, not because heaven has sped up the process, but because all of the necessary components have been prepared for you. You requested outcomes for an extended period of time without understanding their significance. This portal has opened as your spirit matured. Archangel Michael is currently informing you that you must make a significant change in your thought process. Be aware that positive news may not be received in the same way as others. Comparison has previously caused delays for you, and it will do so once more. The item you're receiving is made specifically for you. It is suitable for your journey, injuries, and fortitude. When looking to the left or right, one may lose sight of one's immediate surroundings. Your name has been the source of a private dispute. It may not have been obvious to you, but it manifested as unexpected fatigue, unfounded doubt, or moments when you questioned your worth. According to Archangel Michael, those were not just feelings. Prior to this hour, resistance existed with the intention of impeding your progress. You continued to listen, which is why the resistance was ineffective. Now pay close attention. For the next 5 hours, you will be emotionally tested before fully accepting the good news. There is no doubt that this examination is difficult. It could appear as irritability, impatience, or a desire to give up just before the breakthrough. A large number of people have fallen in this location. They lose their optimism just minutes before receiving affirmation. Archangel Michael desires that you keep your posture. Avoid haste. Please don't be afraid. Do not pursue signals excessively. The events that are supposed to happen to you are already happening in a precise manner. Keep in mind that your role is not to enforce, but to maintain communication and accessibility. Please do not hesitate to respond to a message, make a phone call, confirm information, or tell the truth if you are inclined to do so. Major things happen when you comply in minor ways. Archangel Michael also wishes to inform you that this good news is accompanied by responsibilities. It is more than just pleasure. Repositioning is currently underway. Your position is undergoing transformation. Currently, your decisions will have a greater impact on others than in the past. This is why the preparations are so difficult. Heaven doesn't ascend without caution. If you experience emotional distress during these hours, don't take it as a sign of failure. Pressure usually precedes release. A diamond cannot be created through mere luxury. Archangel Michael wishes you to remember that the experiences you've had were not punishment, but rather a form of training. The results are just beginning to emerge. Be aware of the time. Although the good news may not come in the way you expected, you will feel a strong sense of confirmation when it does. You will feel a sense of calm and assurance in your chest. That is how you will know if it is genuine. Fear will not accompany it. It will not be characterized by confusion. Peace will be prioritized over other issues, even if they must be resolved later. In addition, you should use caution when speaking. Avoid expressing negative sentiments about the situation, other people, or yourself. Currently, the duration of the echo of what people say is longer than is typical. Tell the truth. Even silence can be effective in this context. According to Archangel Michael, withholding protects the object being relinquished. I'd like to clarify this. This message is not pleasant to read. It's a recommendation. If it affects you, don't hide it. Others may be on the verge of a similar revelation, but they may be unaware of it until they receive confirmation. As a result, we respectfully request that you take a moment to like this message, forward it to a friend in need of hope, and leave a comment indicating that you are ready to receive the blessings that God has in store for you. When you do this, you are not simply providing assistance to a channel. In addition, you are starting an agreement. If you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe. Not because of their consistent behavior, but because it is inconsistent with their ideals. These messages were not published by accident. They appear at specific intervals. Maintaining communication is critical to maintaining one's position. Engaging indicates spiritual readiness. Archangel Michael is in charge of overseeing this transformation. You are not going on an expedition into the unknown by yourself. You're being directed to a specific location. What appeared to be a delay is now moving at a faster rate. Do not let past disappointments keep you from enjoying the present. It is critical to remain alert, composed, and prepared. The upcoming events will highlight the importance of precise sequencing. Once this is understood, everything that has occurred in the past will become clear. Your heart is beating a little faster as you listen, dear soul. Archangel Michael is currently revealing why this favorable information could only be delivered now rather than an hour ago. Timing encompasses more than just readiness. It is intended to keep you safe. The protection of the resources you are receiving was required until the opposition could not interfere with them. According to Archangel Michael, your petitions were acknowledged for a long time, but they were purposefully postponed. Not denied, but postponed. While you waited, certain people, energies, and locations were discreetly relocated to make way. Certain connections failed to function for no apparent reason. Certain entrances close automatically. It felt painful and illogical at the time. You're beginning to realize that those actions were gentle. If the positive news had been delivered while the individuals were still close together, it could have been tampered with, stolen, or misused. This is why heaven kept its grip. You were being enhanced, not rejected. The Archangel Michael wishes for you to understand a critical issue at this time. The upcoming good news is more than just a solution to a problem. The issue is the restoration of power. You're reclaiming the prestige and confidence that life tried to take away from you. This is more than just superficial contentment. This is known as internal alignment. When it arrives, you may feel melancholy or overwhelmed. This is not due to your vulnerability, rather, it is the result of your deep understanding of the truth. Do not be surprised if your emotions change rapidly. It is possible for tears to flow without any signs of sadness. You may feel relaxed before you understand why. This is the message your spirit is sending before your mind can understand it. Archangel Michael claims that this serves as proof that it is genuine. False breakthroughs create noise. The genuine ones create harmony. Now pay close attention. The good news is accompanied by a choice. It does not compel you to do so, but it does extend an invitation. You will have the option of continuing your faith or returning to your previous knowledge. Sticking to one's familiarity may provide a sense of security, but it will eventually undermine the original's resurgence. Your life will improve, but you will feel negative emotions as a result of your bravery. Archangel Michael advises you to make decisions based on your desire to trust and grow, not your fear of failure. Someone who witnessed this expressed dissatisfaction with the delay in their arrival. Let go of your remorse right now. You did not arrive late. You appeared in good health when you arrived. Heaven does not speed up the process of reuniting shattered objects with their original purpose. The side excursions were meticulously organized. In addition, validation will occur in the near future. This message will be perfectly complemented by something you read, hear, or recall within the next 5 hours. It will seem too precise to be a coincidence. If that happens, simply acknowledge it in a quiet manner. It is unnecessary for you to disclose this information to everyone. Silence is frequently used initially to protect sacred objects. Michael, the Archangel, wishes to let you know that you are not alone in this transition. Angels are sent to help people control their emotions and improve their judgment. If you are feeling uncomfortable, it is best to take a break. If something feels right, don't be afraid to follow your instincts. Currently, reason protects you. Pause for a moment, as the subsequent events will connect your previous experiences to the upcoming event. Furthermore, the importance of this innovation may be overlooked if the link is not visible. Before we begin, please obtain this prophetic activation. If this message resonates with you, please leave a comment with your positive news. The benediction code 555 has been sent to you. As soon as this boon begins to manifest, you will receive this message of encouragement. This message is not intended only for you. It is a light designed to shine on people who are nearing the end of their lives. When you give, you light a lamp that will continue to burn for the souls who are only one message away from hope. God says, "I will return to you, pressed down and overflowing, what you contribute to my work." I am compelled to inform you that your assistance helps others move from hopelessness to clarity. The good news did not come out of thin air. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this quest will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your activities contribute to a heavenly mission to save lost souls. Heaven progresses through the words of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd want to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. Archangel Michael advises you to ignore the external commotion and concentrate on the subterranean activity in order to gain a more profound understanding of the situation. Positive news is more than just an event. It is a transformation of one's identity. You were only concerned with sustaining your life for an extended period. You learned to overcome adversity and deal with disappointment. However, endurance is no longer the goal. The order is to proceed. According to Archangel Michael, a significant number of people remain stuck not because of a lack of positive events, but because they continue to adhere to the version of themselves that was created for difficult circumstances. It saved your life during storms that were supposed to kill you. However, attempting to maintain that identity will impede the situation's expansion. The good news is accompanied by an invitation to abandon traditional coping mechanisms and adopt a trusting attitude. This is why, despite rising hopes, some people feel unusually uneasy. Painful comfort zones are perceived to be more secure than unfamiliar calm zones. Archangel Michael wishes that you recognize this tension without allowing it to take over your life. Pain does not always indicate that there is an imminent threat. It may also refer to development in general. Furthermore, you must understand this revelation about timing. There may be people who believe they have made more progress, met more goals, or reached major milestones than you. Their expenses, which were hidden from you, were not apparent. Archangel Michael stated that your route was delayed for safety reasons. Certain shortcuts would have lowered your morale. At certain speeds, you would have been carrying a burden that was not intended for you. You are now complete because you have arrived. As the hours pass, the good news will start to change your perspective on the past. Years that appeared to be squandered will now manifest as periods of preparation. The skills you developed as a result of necessity will suddenly prove useful. You will be sought out for your wisdom as a result of the emotional intelligence you have gained from your experiences with suffering. There were no losses. It was stored. Archangel Michael is also directly addressing dread. People are concerned that something bad will happen after the situation has finally improved. This dread was not inherent in any individual. Learned. When you were repeatedly disappointed, your nervous system learned to be more vigilant. However, this pattern is coming to a close. It is possible to receive without anticipating the outcome. It is no longer necessary to maintain optimism. Pay close attention to your actions over the next few hours. If you find it difficult to accept good news at first, take a break and let it sink in. Learning to receive after being in survival mode for an extended period of time requires practice. Archangel Michael says it's okay to take some time to adjust to new situations. Grace manages the learning curve. There is also an appeal for candor. The upcoming blessing is beneficial. However, it is critical to manage it correctly. It is not your responsibility to invent, use as a weapon, or emphasize a point. It will be protected by its self-confidence. Let time speak for itself. Heaven appreciates meek people because it allows them to enter. Someone here has been wondering if they are truly receiving assistance from the unseen or if they are simply fabricating indications. This section applies to you. Archangel Michael confirms that you have been guided in more direct ways than you realize. Interventions included unexpected delays, abrupt course changes, and close calls. You avoided events that were unexpected and could have happened. It is now time to express gratitude for the assistance provided through a simple but effective action. You are beginning the flow of God's favor over your life. When you click the like button right now, you are doing more than just responding to a video. In today's world, the like option is a blessing. Heaven recognizes your awareness of divine intervention, your gratitude for protection that was not visible to you, and your preparation for future experiences. Consider clicking your thumb as a way of allowing God's goodness to flow into your life with each click. Gratitude will inevitably rise as clarity grows. In addition, the way people communicate with you may change. Some people may participate in the festivities, while others may choose not to. Do not let either response cause you any distress. Alignment alters how objects are transported. Not everyone is supposed to join you as you embark on the next chapter. Release your anger. As this situation persists, avoid disrupting your usual routines. Allow yourself to unwind, enjoy some refreshments, and connect with nature. It is critical to prioritize one's physical health, even during spiritual occasions. Archangel Michael emphasizes the significance of equilibrium. Excessive spirituality can cause fatigue, just as neglecting the present can lead to feelings of regret. Right now, a more profound truth is emerging. The ultimate goal is not to deliver positive news. Don't. It leads to the entrance. Beyond it are responsibilities, power, and a purpose that go beyond your personal comfort. You are being prepared to be a stabilizing influence for others. See, this is why you improved your skills so much. Remember this if you start to feel doubt again. It is unnecessary to make an effort to obtain what is intended for you. Consensus is required. Accept yourself. Despite the fact that the specifics are still unknown, the agreement allows access to channels that would otherwise be inaccessible. Currently, Archangel Michael is composed, precise, and unwavering. There is no pandemonium currently in progress. Plans for all aspects are in the works. Have faith in the rhythm. Pay attention to the pauses. Have faith in the situation. Please do not leave this message. The subsequent revelation will tell you what actions your spirit will advise you to take in real life. Furthermore, understanding those procedures will keep you from feeling uncertain or hesitant before taking action. A beautiful soul. Archangel Michael now wants you to focus on progressing from the inside out. Because every divine transformation requires a response from people at some point. The good news you are anticipating is more than just an idea. In other words, it refers to action, decision, and direction. For many people, this is when they begin to have reservations. They lack faith because they are afraid of making a mistake. The path creation is not requested of you. You're being asked to identify it. Fear is understandable, but it is no longer necessary, according to Archangel Michael. There is already an account for the current events. A peaceful thought that persists. A more thorough understanding of an issue you had previously postponed. A gentle but consistent sensation that it is time to move in a particular direction. This isn't stress. This is the direction. According to Archangel Michael, divine guidance is usually more subdued than fear. Fear screams. The guidance becomes more robust. If you find yourself overthinking, imagining the worst-case scenario, or acting out scenarios, it's time to stop. The noise in question does not convey a message. When you receive guidance, no matter how difficult it is, you will feel more stable. Determine the difference between urgency and anxiety. Pushing will cause the other to align. At this point, it is critical to understand an important aspect of pace. It's important to strike a balance between speed and slowness. Delaying obedience may appear to be a wise decision. However, it is frequently the result of fear disguised as a rational facade. Archangel Michael prefers that you move at a pace that prioritizes clarity over uncertainty. A single step in the right direction is more effective than 10 steps in the wrong direction. Additionally, you may encounter resistance in unexpected places. Someone may question your decision. Things may appear to be slightly inconvenient. It may appear that the timing is off. This does not imply that you've deviated from your intended path. Resistance frequently appears to be a test of your commitment, rather than a roadblock to your progress. Do not assume that a minor amount of friction requires a retreat. Growth frequently causes a decrease in comfort levels before an increase in stability. Archangel Michael is also conveying to you that you do not need everyone's approval to progress. Approval seeking may impair your judgment. You have already received the confirmation you require from within the organization. While external opinions may help to improve specifics, they should not be used to determine the course of action. Rely on the information that has been conveyed to you multiple times. In this case, an additional truth is revealed. Positive news is linked to the act of being a good steward. It is critical to be strategic about how you use your resources, opportunities, relationships, and power. The manner in which you manage the first section sets the tone for the subsequent sections. Smaller choices are more significant than larger actions. Being faithful in small things protects larger outcomes. If you want to say everything right away, wait a moment. Initially, it is prudent to keep things private. While you should not isolate yourself emotionally, Archangel Michael advises, some blessings require time to take root before being exposed to outside energy. Protect what's new. Not everyone requires access to your process. Choose one or two trustworthy people who will respect your boundaries and tell you the truth. The term community does not refer to a crowd. Help does not imply being exposed. Maintaining balance will help you stay rooted. And, along with the good news, there is a healing process going on. As the process of moving forward begins, unresolved feelings from the past may surface for a brief period of time. You may recall old hurts, disappointments, or memories that you thought were resolved. Hana, this isn't going backward. This is freedom. They are coming to the surface because they can no longer hold on. Don't judge them as they pass. You are not entering this season unprepared. The Archangel Michael reassures you. The skills you learned without realizing it are now becoming tools. You develop patience by having to wait. Disappointment made people more cautious. Being alone strengthens you. There was no accident. Everything shaped me. As you move forward, keep peace in mind. Peace does not imply that there are no problems. It indicates that there is confidence. Even if the tasks seem strange, there will be peace beneath. If there is no more peace, pause and reconsider. Peace is always at the center of alignment. Another thing you're told is not to romanticize the future at the expense of the now. Happiness is more than just results. You can find it through obedience, growth, and being present. Enjoy your progress without putting too much pressure on yourself to achieve it right away. Consistency, not intensity, is what drives change. The message from Archangel Michael is firm. The way you're moving is correct. What you are hearing is correct. The answer you provide is real-time. Doubt may still whisper, but it no longer rules. As action takes the place of thought, confidence will increase. Pay close attention. The next insight will discuss how to continue building on what has been accomplished, so that this good news does not become a fleeting high. The next thing you learn will help you maintain your balance as your speed increases. Archangel Michael has spoken very clearly to you, beloved. about stability. Because what is happening in your life isn't supposed to be a quick rise followed by chaos. Its purpose is to firmly establish you. It can be overwhelming to handle breakthroughs without a solid foundation. And good news does not fall from heaven without thought. This season requires calm, rooted, and long-lasting strength rather than fleeting excitement. Because the good news is spreading, things may seem to move faster around you. More conversations occur. Decisions occur more frequently. Some responsibilities may grow. Opportunities may arise more frequently than in the past. According to Archangel Michael, this speeding up is not intended to stress you out, but rather to show you whether you are grounded. If you are not grounded, momentum can be chaotic. However, if you are grounded, momentum can be beneficial. One of the first things you're expected to protect is your inner balance. When relief after a long wait arrives, emotions can range from one extreme to the other. Some people wait for bad things to happen before taking action. Some people become overconfident and believe that nothing can go wrong. They both pull you out of alignment. It's stable in the center. Being grateful without worrying. Confidence without pride. Hope without impatience. Walking with this balance is indicative of spiritual maturity. Archangel Michael also helps you become aware of patterns in your daily life. It is more important than ever to consider how you begin and end the day. You don't need intense or frequent rituals. Following the rules will help you stay safe. Maintain the quality of your food. Get an adequate amount of sleep. Preserve your water supply. Your body serves as a conduit for your spirit. As a result, it is critical that you maintain it. Disregarding physical needs can distort spiritual discernment. It's both prudent and cautious. It is not necessary to rush through every open door. There are doors that open to assess your wisdom, not just your obedience. Archangel Michael advises us to think carefully before making a decision. It is critical that we assess whether an opportunity is aligned with our current goals or is simply a means to satisfy our ancient desires for approval, validation, or liberation. Even after blessings are bestowed, discernment remains active. Another challenge that may arise during this phase is the desire to provide an explanation. As people begin to observe your progress, they may ask a question. Some people will be intrigued. Doubters will exist. Some people may even be at risk. You are not required to explain your development. Excessive explanations waste time and energy while also forming unnecessary opinions. Do not hesitate to take a consistent approach. Being wise in silence is possible. Archangel Michael is also talking about how you talk to yourself. Pay close attention to the thoughts that emerge as things begin to improve. Know that your mind was in survival mode when you entertained thoughts like, "This won't last," or "I don't deserve this." Previously, you relied on them to remain alert during difficult times. However, that is no longer the case. Slowly replace them with the truth. You aren't fortunate. You maintain synchronization. You do not anticipate that things will unravel. You're making the situation more stable. It is critical that we understand an important aspect of energy stewardship at this time. You lack the emotional resources to do so because you are not a male. Consider how you allocate your time, attention, and emotional energy. Refusing an offer is not synonymous with rejection. It ensures your safety. If you take on too much responsibility, you will undermine the foundation you are trying to build. As the season progresses, people may come to rely on you more. Some people will seek assistance. Some people will want to be around you. There will be people who want to use your time. Influence is more prevalent than ever, and it must be carefully managed. Assist others without taking on their issues. Compassion does not imply self-neglect. Archangel Michael asserts that it is possible to be compassionate without feeling overwhelmed. During this time, faith should not be shaky. Do not wait for a difficult situation to reconnect with your spiritual side. Trusting, being grateful on a daily basis, and being aware will help you achieve more success than emotional highs. Maintain open channels on a consistent basis. Faith becomes unbreakable when it is practiced in a calm manner. Furthermore, this is an opportunity to strengthen your interpersonal relationships. You may be attracted to individuals who prioritize growth and slightly distance yourself from environments that thrive on chaos, gossip, or stagnation. This does not indicate arrogance. This is how you coordinate. You are not abandoning anyone. You are simply responding to the location where your spirit can breathe. Jiu. Please consider liking this video if it assists you in maintaining a sense of stability and clarity during this period of transition. Please do not hesitate to forward it to an individual who requires assistance during their breakthrough. Additionally, indicate in the comments that you have opted for balance over fear. The message is more likely to be received by individuals who are in the same situation as you were previously. If you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe. In this manner, you can remain informed about guidance that evolves with the seasons. This channel is intended to assist you not only in anticipation, but also in sustainability and growth. Archangel Michael also advises that you should relish your progress rather than placing excessive pressure on yourself to achieve it immediately. Change is the result of consistency, not intensity. Over time, the accumulation of small acts of faithfulness is significant. Don't forget about small wins. They indicate that there is an increase in stability. Keep an eye out for minor confirmations in the coming days. There are periods of tranquility in the midst of anxiety, and periods of clarity in the midst of a great deal of confusion. These are indicators that the alignment is becoming more robust. Please observe them.
My child, my beloved, the moment you opened this, something in heaven shifted for you. An emergency alert from Archangel Michael has just been released, and your name is at the top of it. There is something happening tonight in your house, in your surroundings. And Michael is not whispering. He is begging you to hear this within the next 20 seconds. Because what's coming is not just random. It was sent by someone who didn't expect you to see this message in time. But heaven has a different plan. There's a divine order being issued now. And that order is for you to open your spiritual eyes before it's too late. Because something invisible has been standing near your front door. And this time, it's not just energy. It's an actual assignment. Assigned to your location, targeting your peace. But Archangel Michael has intervened. And he is standing right there, sword drawn, flaming with holy fire. And he said, "Tell my beloved not to move, not to skip, not to doubt. This is divine military warning." Your name was spoken just now in heaven's meeting, because God saw something coming that was not supposed to touch you. But there is a rule in the spirit world. What you ignore can take hold. So Michael is now screaming through this divine line. He said, "Please, just 20 seconds. If you give me that, I'll give you your life back. Tonight isn't normal, my child. This night was chosen for spiritual confrontation. Because while you were sleeping, someone was setting a trap for you. But the angels of the Lord were watching. And a reversal has been planned, but only if you respond. That's why this alert came so suddenly. That's why this was blocked 3 times in the spiritual realm before reaching you.
Michael fought for this to reach your hands.
He knows you are tired. He knows you've been through battle after battle. But now the battle has come to your home. And you must be spiritually present. Because the enemy wants to enter through a forgotten door. A door that was left unlocked in your spirit. But the moment you stay with this message, the moment you honor it, that door will be sealed. And the danger will pass by. Just like the angel of death passed over marked doors in Egypt. Your home can be marked tonight if you stay with this word. But if you scroll away, you may miss the divine code that was meant to shield your house. This is not a story. This is not drama. This is spiritual intelligence from the throne of God. And Michael has only one order for you. Open this now. Hear every word. Don't rush. Because the attack is real, but so is the miracle. You are chosen for this warning because your destiny is too big to be stolen. The moment you believe this, the angel of breakthrough will be released. But if you treat this like entertainment, the protection pauses. And heaven does not want you exposed tonight. Listen closely, my child. Someone with bad intentions just spoke your name. But they didn't know that heaven was listening. They didn't know your angels have been watching their movements. A plan was just uncovered in the realm of light. And you need to know it almost worked. That's why this message is not calm. That's why Archangel Michael is not whispering. He is commanding. He is saying, "Child of light, arise now." This is your divine security code. You were never supposed to hear this in your own strength. That's why the angels are with you now. And as you read these lines, something is being undone in the spiritual realm. You can't see it. But heaven is watching your response. Because this isn't just a warning. It's an invitation. An invitation to divine covering. An invitation to supernatural reversal. An invitation to your next level. But first, you must obey this one order. Don't stop reading. Don't doubt. And whatever you do, don't scroll past this. Because a message like this comes once in a lifetime. And heaven will not repeat itself if the soul walks away. You are still here because your spirit knows this is not random. You were marked with divine protection at birth. But lately your shield has been under attack. Tonight is the final attempt of the enemy to enter unseen. But he will not succeed if you activate this word.
Michael said this is not just a message.
This is a divine alarm. Ring it in your heart. Now, beloved, say this out loud if you feel it. I will not sleep on my miracle. I will not ignore my angels. I will stay with this word no matter what. The moment you say that, the chains begin to loosen. The fear begins to fade. And the power of God enters your home like a wave of fire and light. Now, before we go deeper, Speech Balloon, subscribe now so you never miss another angelic alert from heaven. If you're seeing this, it's not by chance. It's your divine rescue plan. Tap and subscribe. Your next message may save your future. Now breathe, my beloved. Because the next part is deeper. Heaven is about to show you the face of the one who tried to block your joy. And the name will shock you. But the freedom that's coming, it will shake your entire household. My beloved, there is something heaven wants you to see with your spiritual eyes right now. Someone has been watching your home, not physically, but spiritually. They don't knock on your door. They knock on your weakness. They don't use weapons. They use whispers. And they almost made it through. But your angel blocked it. Your angel stood at the edge of your house and declared, "Not this one. Not today. Not ever again. But now you must listen. Because this moment is a spiritual intersection. What you do next decides what breaks or what enters. Michael says, I order you to remain. Because if you do, I will show you what was hidden in plain sight." Yes, someone you trusted allowed this attack to be planned. Not directly, but through their jealousy, through their bitterness, through their complaints about you when you weren't around. They became a doorway, a crack in your protection. Tap and subscribe. Your next message may save your future. Now breathe, my beloved, because the next part is deeper. Heaven is about to show you the face of the one who tried to block your joy. And the name will shock you. But the freedom that's coming, it will shake your entire household. My beloved, there is something heaven wants you to see with your spiritual eyes right now. Someone has been watching your home, not physically, but spiritually. They don't knock on your door. They knock on your weakness. They don't use weapons, they use whispers. And they almost made it through. But your angel blocked it. Your angel stood at the edge of your house and declared, "Not this one. Not today. Not ever again. But now you must listen. Because this moment is a spiritual intersection. What you do next decides what breaks or what enters. Michael says, I order you to remain. Because if you do, I will show you what was hidden in plain sight. Yes, someone you trusted allowed this attack to be planned. Not directly, but through their jealousy, through their bitterness, through their complaints about you when you weren't around. They became a doorway, a crack in your protection. And the enemy found it. But this is not to scare you, my beloved. This is to wake you up. Because while the attack was launched, heaven launched something greater. An angelic reversal. And your name is written on it. Tonight, Michael stands with an army right outside your house. They are guarding the roof. They are shielding the door. They are covering your bed, your windows, your walls. But there is one room they cannot enter without your permission. The room of your thoughts. And that is where the enemy was planning to enter. Not with a loud sound, but with a quiet suggestion. Give up. Maybe you aren't protected after all. Maybe this spiritual stuff isn't real. Lies. Michael saw those whispers coming before they reached your mind. And this message, it's your divine firewall, your mental protection. Because when you hear a lie but don't recognize it, it enters. But when heaven speaks truth into you before the lie comes, you become unshakable. That's what this message is doing. It's preparing you. Because within 8 hours of reading this, something will try to test your peace. Someone may even say something that feels off. Someone may enter your house or text your phone. And you'll remember these words. This was not random. This was foreseen. God never allows a warning without a purpose. And the purpose now is simple. Wake up the warrior in you. Michael is not just a comforter. He is a fighter. And tonight he is standing with his sword drawn, facing the very thing that tried to enter your life without permission. You, my beloved, you are not alone. Now listen carefully. There is a knock coming. Not a physical one, a spiritual one. It will come as a thought, a fear, a sense that something is about to shift. And the enemy will hope that you speak doubt in that moment. But instead you will speak faith. Say it now with your own breath. No weapon formed against my house shall prosper. I am covered. My family is covered. Heaven is watching me tonight. Do you feel that? That pressure leaving your chest, that heaviness lifting off your back. That's not your imagination. That's the presence of your angel entering the room. He couldn't walk in until you agreed with the word. Now, he is here. Standing behind you, sword in hand, Michael says, "This home will be a fortress. This child will not fall. This night will end in glory." And now something rare is happening. A divine scroll is being opened in heaven. Your name is on the next miracle to be released. But there's one condition. You must finish this message. Because within the next lines, a spiritual transaction is hidden. And only those who complete the message will receive it. That's why so many scroll past. That's why some messages never finish loading. Because the enemy knows if you finish reading, you finish bleeding, and the wound will close. So now I ask you, will you trust heaven enough to stay? Will you believe that this message is not entertainment, but deliverance? You know the answer in your heart already. Because your spirit is awake now, and the protection is growing. Tonight, my beloved, you are not just being warned. You are being marked. Marked for blessing. Marked for favor. Marked for a shift so divine the next 48 hours won't look like your last 48 years. Stay with me. Because in the next part, Archangel Michael is going to reveal the exact moment your name was placed into heaven's emergency scroll. And what will happen in your home if you stay aligned? My child, my beloved, you are now entering the part of the message that few reach. And that's exactly why the blessing is hidden here. Because the enemy hoped you'd be too distracted, too tired, too overwhelmed to stay. But you remained. And that tells heaven one thing: you are ready. Now, listen carefully. The scroll in heaven with your name was not opened by accident. It was sealed until this very night. And only one voice was allowed to break it open: Michael's. He stepped forward before the throne and said, "This child has been tested. This child has remained. This child must now be protected fully." And the Lord gave his word. He said, "If they do not ignore this message, I will rewrite what was scheduled to happen in their house." Yes, something was scheduled. An event, an interruption, a sudden shift meant to displace your peace. It was already written by the enemy. But heaven is now tearing that plan apart. Because you are in alignment. Because your heart is open. Because your spirit said yes. There are nights when the war is quiet. But this night is not one of them. This is a loud night in the spirit. You may even feel it. Like something is moving. Like something invisible is walking across the edges of your room. Don't be afraid. Because it's not what you think. It's heaven. Because the enemy hoped you'd be too distracted, too tired, too overwhelmed to stay. But you remained. And that tells heaven one thing: you are ready. Now listen carefully. The scroll in heaven with your name was not opened by accident. It was sealed until this very night. And only one voice was allowed to break it open: Michael's. He stepped forward before the throne and said, "This child has been tested. This child has remained. This child must now be protected fully." And the Lord gave his word. He said, "If they do not ignore this message, I will rewrite what was scheduled to happen in their house." Yes, something was scheduled. An event, an interruption, a sudden shift meant to displace your peace. It was already written by the enemy. But heaven is now tearing that plan apart. Because you are in alignment. Because your heart is open. Because your spirit said yes. There are nights when the war is quiet. But this night is not one of them. This is a loud night in the spirit. You may even feel it. Like something is moving. Like something invisible is walking across the edges of your room. Don't be afraid. Because it's not what you think. It's heaven. Positioning the blessing. Releasing the reversal. Marking your space. Archangel Michael is moving through your house now. From room to room. He is touching your bed and declaring rest. He is touching your walls and declaring protection. He is placing angels at every window. And he is leaving no space uncovered. Because you are not going to lose this time. Not your peace. Not your sleep. Not your joy. And not your breakthrough. Heaven has declared this house a divine territory. But here's what you must do next. You must speak this out loud now with belief. My home belongs to God. My walls are surrounded. My windows are sealed with light. No darkness may pass this door. There. Did you feel that? That shift, that strange peace that suddenly covered you like a blanket. That's confirmation. Michael heard it. And heaven recorded it. You've just activated an angelic lock. Nothing not sent by heaven can cross your threshold now. But that's not the end. Because what happens next is going to shock you. Someone you least expect is going to reach out to you within 48 hours. They will either not call message or walk in. But what matters most is not what they do, it's what they carry. Because they are either a divine carrier or a disguised trap. And that's why this message matters. Because it will sharpen your discernment. You will feel it instantly. The moment they speak, your spirit will know. This is either my confirmation or my distraction. And heaven will give you clarity, not confusion. You will no longer be pulled by feelings, you will be led by fire. Because Michael is sending the fire of clarity into your space. No more fog.